No, hold on. This is 5 minutes funnier. Hi, welcome to 5 Minutes Funnier, the comedy how-to. I'm your host, Jimmy England, and if this episode is missing anything at this point, it's energy. And energy is something we should always have as entertainers. You don't get to lay back when you are on stage. You have to have that energy. Now, I did a couple of shows about a year or so ago. They were very successful shows. But I noticed that they started out very strong, and some of my stronger material was at the very end, but it didn't go over as well. And I watched one show and I didn't get it, but I watched the second show and all of a sudden it clicked in with me. I was full of energy at the beginning of the show, but it started to dissipate. And the audience just kind of gave up a little bit because why not? If I'm not excited, why should they be excited? The point here is energy is very, very important to anybody who goes on stage. If you go into Broadway plays or anything of that nature, the director is they're going to call on that. They want you to go on that stage and exude a lot of energy to bring the audience up, to bring them in, to engage them. Now, I'm betting there are some of you watching this going, well, Jimmy, what about Stephen Wright? He's a very laid back, no energy kind of a guy. Or Mitch Hedberg, there was a guy who was also that kind of the same way. Well, no, they had energy as well. Yes, they carried themselves kind of casually, almost lackadaisically, but if you listen to their voices, they are projecting what they are saying. They're not sitting there mumbling out their responses. They're properly enunciated. They're engaging you. They're engaging you with a different kind of an energy, but there's energy on that stage with them, and that's what brings you in, not just the jokes. And here's the big thing about energy that you may have picked up from something I said earlier, and that is that when you're on stage, your energy is transferable to the audience. So if you walk on stage and you inherit an audience that maybe doesn't have all the enthusiasm that you want for your particular act, guess what? You can change the situation by you coming on stage with all the energy that the other comedians couldn't put into the audience. If you're funny, if you're full of energy, the audience will rise to the occasion. And I know that too. I recently did a few of my Christmas shows, and they were with some tough audiences. I was headlining in one instance and opening up for the headliner in another. And things hadn't gone terribly well at the beginning. And I inherited this audience. They were fine, but they were kind of, all right, entertain me, that sort of thing. By the time I was done, I was getting steady laughs. They were up to the level that I wanted. I brought the energy to them and it transferred over to them. And the audience as a result was better. Remember that the next time you get on stage. Bring the energy. Well, that's it this time for 5 Minutes Funnier. I hope this is helpful to some of you. As always, please subscribe. That really does help me. I'm not making any money on this at this point. I don't know if it ever will be because our community is fairly small, comedians. But anything you can do to help us along, give us a like, give us a share. It all does help. And I'd appreciate it. Anyway, as always, I'm Jimmy England, and stay funny, everybody.